3, which is transforming objects. In this particular piece, we're going to work with how to rotate an object in orbit, transforming objects, and also scaling an object. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at how we can rotate this object. Now, right here on the side are your tools, and right here you have an actual rotation tool. If we click on that, now if I press RX, I can rotate it on the X axis. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and press R, Y, and now I can rotate on the Y axis. Okay, so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to press the right click to escape. So I actually left click to actually put into position. And I'm going to go ahead and turn on my screencast so you guys can see some of the commands I'm using. Okay, perfect. That's perfectly on. All right, so now let's go ahead and try to rotate this on a Z axis. So we're going to press R, Z. So we rotate it right on the Z axis, which is the blue line. See? Pretty cool. How do we actually lock it in? Right click. Okay, I mean left click on the mouse. So let's go ahead and play around with translating. And translating means moving an object in a 3D space. Okay, so this is the object that we're going to move, and we're going to do the same command. So we're going to press G, X, and we're going to move it further back in perspective or further back. It's just moving it in the 3D space. Let's go ahead and press G, Y, and now we move it on the Y axis. Okay, and let's go ahead and press G and Z. GZ moves it up and down on the Z axis. Alrighty. To lock it in, you just left click and it locks in position. Now let's go ahead and play around with scaling. Scaling in the same format. We're just gonna press SX and look what happens. It scales it on the X axis. Okay. Let's lock it in by pressing the left. Let's go ahead and SY. Scales it on the Y axis. And then lock it in, and we're going to press XSZ. And that scales it up and down. So if we want to make buildings, we can actually create buildings just like this. Okay. Lock it in. There it is. So we just went through transformation of objects using these different tools, and that's a really good way to move things around. So now I'm going to pause here. I'm going to go ahead and press X. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to go ahead and add a new mesh, new cube. Okay, I'm going to add another cube. And I'm going to move that cube. So we're going to, let's get that cube out of here. So we're going to press the G, X, so we can move it out. See? And now it's using the GX. And let's go ahead and add another cube. Add a mesh cube. It's in there. How do we get it out? We just got to add G. Do GX, move it back here. Now we have 3 cubes. Now the first cube, we're going to actually see if we can recreate what we have in this lesson. We're going to stack these cubes from big to small. So I'm going to click on this cube, and I'm going to scale this cube a little bigger. Okay, so to scale, I'm just going to press S, X. I'm going to make it big here. And then I'm going to press SY. Nice base. Okay, now let's grab this cube, and I'm going to move this cube by using the selection tool. I can grab it, click on the move tool, and I can move it up, move it back, then I'm going to move it down. Now you can bring it in, but I want to scale this, so I'm going to go ahead and press S by itself. I'm going to pull it in. It's about right there. I'm going to go ahead and press the M to move it in here, but let's go ahead and make the top S, X, SY, SX, SZ. So I want to bring the top in. Perfect. Move it over a tad bit. Now I want to rotate and see what it looks like. See, this is very important that when you work from different perspective, you want to be able to move it. Now I'm pressing the center. I go here. Okay, I'm pressing the center mouse wheel to move around. So I'm going to press 1 because I want it to be right on top. By pressing the number 1 on the keypad, now I can really position it and make sure it's perfectly aligned and it's centered. That's one easy way to do it. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab this, bring this up. It's good to work on grids. Bring it right on top. And then what should we do here? We're going to press S and scale it in nice and small right about there. Pull it down. Bring it over. Okay, now let's go ahead and see what it looks like. Okay, see, very important, you gotta orbit. You gotta move around, see what it looks like. Still needs to be positioned a little better. This one needs to be centered. See, very important when you design. You have to move around in space. See what it looks like. Okay, that looks good right here. Then I'm gonna move this one a little tab over, center that. Let's press down the middle of the mouse. Still not centered. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and press S, X, Z. We're going to go with SY. And we're going to make it wider to fill that space. Then I'm going to press, I'm going to go ahead and move it in over tab. And then bring the red in here. And let's rotate and see what it looks like from the top. Okay. So different angles. That's the key for 3D. You're working it from different perspectives. I'm just moving things around. Okay. Move it around. Okay, not bad. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so I'm able to create. Now let's go ahead and rotate. So I'm going to press R. And I want to do R, X. So you can rotate like that. We don't know. We want to R, Z. No, we want to go R, Y. There it is. See, you can move things around, rotate it up. Okay. A lot of different options. So there you have a simple, easy fix. I'm going to move this, click on my selection tool. I'm going to group them all. And I want to move them all. We're going to go ahead and add another piece. Now you can always go back if you don't like what you did. You're going to go to edit, undo history. And you can see all the stuff that you've done. So I'm going to go here. You see, you can take it all the way back. So I'm going to go here and move this tab bit over so we center that. Okay, so we got a nice perfect cube. The next thing we want to do is stack some cylinders. So I'm going to go here, add a mesh. And then we're going to go and get a torso. That's what we're going to add, some torso. There it is. Let's get it out of there first so we can see it. Okay. You can also duplicate this. So let's go ahead, since it's selected, we go to edit. Okay. Let's go to view. Right click, duplicate object, and then let it go. Right click, duplicate object. Let's move it out of there. Okay. So this is an easy way to get your objects. Right click, duplicate object. Okay. So now let's go ahead and look at it from a top frontal view. And the easy way to work this is just start moving your objects in position. It's the base. Move this over. Position it up. Okay. Let's get this one here. Move that over. Okay. Same thing here. Move that over. Move it down. Okay. You can be creative also. You can add scale. You can scale them smaller. So you got small. Press S. S gives it a little bigger. And the bottom one, S, is make that a little bigger. Bring it down so it's actually on the piece. Okay. So let's see what it looks like. Uh-oh. We just moved something. History, right? Undo, right? Uh-oh. Let's go back. History. Okay. Let's see. We're learning as we go. So let's go back. There she is. I'm going to go ahead and see what's happening here. So remember, you have to work what? Different views. You got to see what's happening. And how you do that, I'm just pressing the center wheel. So we can see how we can bring all these. Okay, back. So it's right on it. It looked like it was on it, but it wasn't, because we were looking at it from a frontal view. Okay, so very important. You must be able to rotate your object so you can see what you are working on. Remember, you're dealing with 3D space. So let's see what it looks like from a different angle. Much better. Okay, good. All right, so there you have it. You're able to using translation objects, scaling objects, rotate objects, and that gives you your first tool of how to maneuver and move things around.